Hey, what's up everyone, it's Grim here, hope you're all good. Grim is a good word for today. Any of you have seen Wowhead, MMO Champion, or just any site that does any information with regards to World of Warcraft, you will see that the sub numbers are in for the first quarter. Grim reading indeed. Or is it to be expected? Now I'll give you guys a little bit of back history, a little bit of story on this. When Mists of Pandaria was out and we had the lengthy break between sort of the new content and Siege of Orgrimmar, WoW was sat at about 6.8 million subs, alright? Then, when all the hype started generating for Warlords of Draenor, and it was like, okay, get ready, Warlords of Draenor's almost here, time to prep, time to get prepared, it jumped up to 7.4 million subs. Then, Warlords of Draenor hit, it came out, and Blizzard had all the promotional stuff everywhere, and it jumped again to about 10 million subscribers, alright? Now, we had the disappointing 6.1. No matter what people say, I understand that we're not expecting major content on an odd number, but still, with 6.1 coming out, the sub numbers have now dropped and they are down to 7.1. What that basically means is that Blizzard have lost 2.9 million players. Yeah. And if you're wondering how that compares to the disaster that was Mists of Pandaria, it's actually worse. It's worse than the beginning of Mists of Pandaria. So, ouch, bad news for Blizz. And for WoW, you'll also know, you can just feel the general vibe. If you look around the place, if you read the chat in-game, or you know, even, I've said it before, you look at stuff like Twitch, you'll see that it's dropping. RuneScape is overtaking World of Warcraft at the moment. The big boys have left, they're off doing other things, just because the flavour isn't there. The PvP is out of kilter. And that's one of the main things that people want to watch with regards to, you know, Twitch and that. And so people don't want to play PvP, so they're backing out. So it's dying, as I say, on Twitch. And you've just got... there was no content in 6.1. So people are stagnating. And I don't blame them for leaving. Blizzard have also made it now with the Garrus and everything else. As long as people now, if they get the Legendary quest line, just stop. Just stop subscribing. I was watching Fat Boss. And Alex was saying on there that if he wasn't, at the moment, currently doing the progression raiding, he would stop for a bit. He would stop till 6.2, because there's not a lot to do at the moment. There isn't a lot out there. Now, I completely don't blame people. And Blizzard have turned around and they've said, look, it doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter what. These results don't look great, but what you need to remember is, as a company, okay, we've got a lot of other financial things now in place that covers this loss. We expect this loss, okay? Let's all be honest. It's always going to go big numbers as the hype ramps up and the ads start coming out and all the big YouTubers and all the big fucking Twitch guys come back and they go, wow, this game's amazing, you definitely got to come play it. And their numbers spike, and then people start playing it, and then they're like, well, this isn't as hype as you all said it was going to be, so I'm kind of leaving. Happens every expansion, alright? Let's not kid ourselves. Goes up, and then it comes down a bit. That's fine. All we're judging is how big is that drop. And this is a pretty big one, without a shadow of a doubt. But here's my thing, alright? Here is my thing. Blizzard are to blame for this, alright? I'm not even going to start. People might say, oh, you're going to go bitch about content and you're going to, you know, just bad mouth. No, I'm actually not. The biggest issue is there's loads to do in this game still. If you're one of those people that bought WoW and you boosted your character and this is your first expansion, no way should you be done yet. There's still tons to do. But the problem is you've got a lot of guilds who are set in their ways. They know what they want. They've got, you know, they're a group of friends or whatever, or, you know, maybe not RL friends, but they've become friends in-game, and they like their little clique. So they're not opening up the guilds. And I've said this before. Guilds and meeting good people, good friends in-game, will keep me playing this game. It will keep you playing. Right now, I'm at a point where I'm kind of, with our raiding, I'm kind of at the peak of where I can be raiding-wise. I can't get much more gear. I'm pretty prepped. You know, I'm looking at what I can get, and then I'm looking at Mythic 5-mans are coming out, and all that gear is pretty much going to be better than what I've got, so... Is it worth me farming for gear that I'm going to easily replace by doing a 5-man? So it's tough for me. The reason I keep playing, the reason I still enjoy it, is because of my friends. Okay, I've got some really good people in the guild, and they're a really good laugh, and I enjoy playing with them and having a shit ton of fun. That's why I stay. A lot of people, and especially new people that are coming to WoW, they're going to see all this potential, all these things that you can do, and yet they have no way of accessing it. What they should do, and as I said, I've said this before, what Blizzard should do is when you join the game, as a brand newbie little player, when you join the game, you join a World of Warcraft guild. Okay, I don't know, Warriors of the Horde, or whatever. Blizzard can create like 100 guilds with various, Horde or Alliance sounding names, and people get put into them. So all these guilds would pretty much be packed, okay, and then people can leave, as they want. So I can drop out, okay, I've got a guild. You auto put me into this guild, I will leave the guild, and I will go and, get somebody from my guild to invite me. That's fine. But the people that don't have that, they can start making friendships within this big guild. Okay, they can start making friends with new players who have just joined, or people that have joined that don't really like, being in a guild setting, and they just want to, they just want to do their own thing, but they end up making little cliques and little friendships, and they can stay in that guild and keep doing stuff. Or, you suddenly have a big pool of players. If you're like, well, hang on a minute, I'm doing that Frostfire Ridge, and there's that boss on top of the tower that you've got to kill, and he's like a 3-man. And you certainly when Warlords came out, you used to see a lot of people asking for help on that. Instead, you could just ask in your Blizzard big guild, "Hi, anybody want to do such and such, or anybody want up for 5-mans?" And people would go, "Yeah, I'm up for that. Let's do it." But they don't. People join, and then they just wander aimlessly. You can either reply in trade chat if you see a guild, but 9 times out of 10 you're joining a cesspit guild, or a guild that isn't going to offer you exactly what you want. But wait, Grim, we can join. We can have a look at the guild listings. There's a whole list of guilds that are looking for players, and they are tailored to exactly what I want. I can select the guild I want. Yes, but have you actually ever been through that list? Have you gone through yourself and looked at every single guild in that list? Looked how active they are, look at what they do. When I formed this Raid Alliance that I currently play on, I went through every single guild in that guild list. Okay, at the time, I had a Blood Elf that wasn't in any guild, so she could go through the guild list. I could look at all of them. I had WoW Armory open on one screen, I had World of Warcraft open on the other, and I literally went through every guild, looked how active they were, looked how many members they were. Most of them, and I would say a good 80% of these guilds, were now dead, and most of them hadn't even done anything since Kata. So you got people signing up for these guilds going, "Yeah, I want to be part of that, I'll click on that and I'll sign up, and fingers crossed I get a reply." And you get nothing. You don't get anything. You get no response because the guild is dead. It has got nothing going on. I don't understand why there can't be some feature that basically detects to see if a guild is active, to see how many members, to see if the guild leader logs in within a certain amount of time, and it drops it off the list if that doesn't happen. I don't know why that isn't a feature, because guilds it's meant to be a social game. It's an MMO. It's for a way for us as players to get together and play a game that we love and to interact with the world. It's one of the things people said about, the reason I don't want flying is actually because I really love seeing other players around. But that's great. But if you see there's other players around, but you're not in a guild and you're on your own, you see them and like, wow, look at all those people outside the front of Highmore. They all look like they're about to do something. That's cool. But I don't know what they're going to do. Oh well. And then if you do ask something in trade chat, you tend to get bitched at. So it's like if you ask a newbie question, people are just going to be sarcastic back to you. So it's just a crying shame. It's a crying shame that 2.9 million people have left the game, and probably a lot of them, probably the majority of that is new players that joined and they're done already. That's it. They're gone. All because Blizzard can't set up a way of bringing seasoned players or guilds and new players together. Or even people that have left. Think about where people go at the moment. You can go to the WoW forum. A lot of new players don't know about the WoW forum, don't know you can go there, don't know there's WoW Armory, don't know you can look at guilds. They don't know any of that. So they don't go to that. They're certainly not going to go to things like Wowhead, MMO Champion. They're not going to go to those sites and look. What you find 9 out of 10 are is, such and such looking for mythic raid team, such and such looking for heroic raid team, such and such, me and my friend looking for raid teams, whatever. Or guild currently doing mythic raiding, looking to recruit, DK and a hunter. Yeah, that's what you see. You don't see that many of Super Friendly Guild, and even if you do, there's not the people there because they can't find the fucking site. It's the usual thing of Blizzard giving you all these things and then not really directing you. For instance, the Dungeon Journal now has a page that sort of says, hey, why don't you do this? Now, it was meant to be tailored to what you do. It's not. It's just like, well, this is the latest thing you can do. So when these weekend events come up, that'll be on there. But, it's so frustrating because, I can see so much possibility. I would dream of having, 10 of those 2.9 million people that left. I would dream to have them back on our server. There's so much you could do with them, and it's just a crying shame that for want of those small things that many people have left. And yeah, there may be issues with how much content there is at the moment or whatever, but at the end of the day, I think the people make the game, and if you can't get those people together, then it's frustrating. Alright guys, that's me done. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and tomorrow we are starting on MOP. Yes, we're getting into some MOP 5-mans, and seeing how much gold we can make. And then we are on to new things, because MOP 5-mans is pretty much the end of our gold making journey. We're on to new and exciting things after that. But have a great one, guys, and I'll catch you all later. And let me know down below, what do you guys think? Do you think the game is just had its day? Do you think that this is just fine? We got rid of the newbies that they brought in that didn't know what they were doing. This is great. It's better off with us 7.1 million players. It's not exactly dying. So let me know, guys. Anyway, I'll catch you all later. Have a good one.